go into full speed. Okay, so try this one more time. Present. This one will stay here. And then I'm gonna just make it smaller so it fits. Still smaller. Come on. Where am I gonna go? It's not shrinking. This happened on Brian's. Like, it's gonna. I'm gonna bring it back over here and make it smaller. Because on Brian's, like, it cut off the edge of his presentation.
Oh, that's
like,
right. We couldn't see parts of it.
And it looked like he had, like, typos, which he did not. Okay, so let's see if this works. Okay. That's good. Alright, so now let's just make sure it works. Okay. Alright. Are you ready?
We are live.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, you gotta go into Zoom and share. One important thing. So now you have that ready. Go to Zoom. Join my meeting. Is that one mine? Yeah. Okay, well now we hear from Leo, who will be speaking about doping in sports.
Although many believe that doping can enhance athlete performance in sports and entertainment, the truth is doping creates an unfair advantage and disadvantage for athletes that decide not to engage with doping. What is doping in sports? The meaning of doping is taking illegal substances to make their performance better. Doping in sports is a problem in almost all sports. Many athletes use substances such as steroids to help them perform at a level they were not able to get naturally. Why do athletes dope? Many athletes dope because of the pressure they are put under. By doing that, they do not see the danger they are putting themselves into. Steroids are the most used drugs in sports. Main reason why is because they make athletes stronger and faster. Strength is one of the most important things in sports because if an athlete isn't strong, there's less chance of them becoming successful. The dangers in doping. Not only is doping cheating, but it is also illegal. These athletes are putting themselves into danger and risking their whole career just to push themselves farther than they can actually go. This graph shows the unfair advantage these athletes have that dope versus the natural athletes. The one in the red are the athletes that dope, and the one in the blue are the athletes that don't. As you can see, it's twice unfair than the blue is. The side effects of steroid use. Steroids can not only hurt you mentally but physically. Common physical side effects are acne or pimples, stretch marks, scars, premature hair loss for males, deepened voice for females, and also excessive growth of body and facial hair in females. There's also mental side effects which can lead people to be overly aggressive and which referred as roid rage. It can also lead their user into deep depression. There is also health risks which are liver problems, heart problems, stroke problems, blood clots, and can cause cancer. What sports are affected by doping? In sports such as football, MLB, cycling, fighting, and many more, doping has affected them in major ways. The sport with the most doping abuse is cycling. Many would believe that football would be the most abused sport, but in reality it's cycling. The main reason why cycling has the most doping abuse is because sports where you can rely on yourself tend to have more doping because you don't have to rely on your teammates. You have to rely on yourself. Olympic events that are affected by doping. Doping in sport has been an issue since 1865, beginning with the canal swimmers in Amsterdam, Holland. Doping still affects major athletic events today, such as it did at the Olympic Games in 2018. Many people take the Olympic Games seriously, and when they heard that a famous athlete could be cheating by using some type of performance drug, it is very upsetting. This video shows how much of a problem it is with doping in the Olympics.
I might have to take the mouse all the way to the right now. Now look up there, see it.
Turn.
It was one of sports' darkest episodes.
A much bigger scandal with Russian athletes than we knew.
Following the Sochi Winter Olympics of 2014, Russia was proved to have carried out a vast state-sponsored doping operation.
Conspiracy to conceal positive tests.
Widespread doping by Russian athletes at the Sochi Olympics.
I don't think anyone was expecting the gravity in terms of the findings, in terms of the cheating.
The scandal didn't just expose an epidemic of foul play. It called into question the credibility of a system that's supposed to guard against doping and protect honest athletes.
It still smells of bias towards the interests of sports governing bodies to the detriment of the athletes.
Doping is definitely bad for business, and that's used as an illegitimate excuse to brush it under the rug or ignore it completely.
So, is there a lack of will to catch the cheats? Doping isn't just a Russian problem, it's a global problem. In 2011, an anonymous survey asked more than 1,200 athletes whether they used performance-enhancing drugs. The result, which was kept quiet for 6 years, was astonishing. 44% admitted to doping. But typically, only 1 to 2% of samples test positive.
Our career, our livelihood, our name is based on making sure that we stay clean and we can compete fairly.
Callum Skinner is a retired track cyclist, a gold and silver medalist at the 2016 Rio Olympics. Now, he campaigns to keep doping out of sports.
What we have to do is to send out a clear message that if you do dope, it comes with negative consequences.
Just like the Olympic motto, athletes...
As you can see, many believe that doping is a major problem in all types of sports, especially cycling.
It was one of sports' darkest episodes.
A much bigger scandal with Russian athletes than we knew.
Many famous athletes dope, like for example, Lance Armstrong and Jose Castaneda. And many more, which leads to my next point. Many kids look up to these famous athletes, and by these athletes drugging themselves, it's showing them a bad example because of their immature choices. The athlete on the screen now is Jose Canseco. He's a famous baseball player who was involved with doping. In his playing time, he had 583 home runs and attended 12 All-Star games. All this doping gave him so much fame, but he never got close to being in the Hall of Fame. In an interview with Jose Canseco, he said, "The truth hurts, and it's destroying my life. Saying that doping wasn't the way to go and to become natural, it would be a way better achievement." Lance Armstrong, he was former American road racing cyclist. His name was so big, he gave the sport more recognition. Being a cancer survivor made him one of the most iconic and revered athletes outside of the professional sports world. In 2013, Lance Armstrong finally admitted to doping during the Tour de France with the win from 1999 to 2005. When he admitted to doping, many fans were devastated because the athlete that they looked up to was a cheater. In an interview with Lance Armstrong, he said, "We did what we had to do. It was illegal. It wasn't legal, but I wouldn't change a thing. Whether it's losing a bunch of money, going for a hero to zero." This quote shows how, for some people, winning is more important than actually becoming fair and becoming healthy for their own self. How doping is also affecting animals. Horses are getting abused with offers just some wins. Not only do people use performance hamstringing, but in this situation they are putting poor horses on the drug as well. One horse trainer was accused of working with someone to quietly dispose of the dead horses' bodies. Rather than reporting the horses' bodies to the authorities, according to CNN News, a man named Navarro helped hide at least 6 dead horse bodies because of the substance steroid use. While people are getting more richer, these horses are becoming more in danger. What the leagues are to do to stop doping. Sports like the fighting industry have a very strict drugging policy, which goes by the name of the USADA. This program helps the UFC with all doping cases, unlike the MLB. For example, the MLB can only test their athletes if they are in the stadium. Because of this policy, it helps create a more advantage for the athletes that do dope, for them to be able to hide. The truth on what really should happen. It's been proven over and over again that doping in sports not only creates disadvantages, but also puts athletes' lives at risk. Sports are made so that individuals can show their natural and full potential. But by using these drugs enhancements, their performance is unfair. It creates false expectations for younger athletes and sports. Sports should be enjoyed naturally, and you should be able to play in the division with no worries of becoming, less better than other people. Sports need to put an end of this doping, because if it's not now, then when will it be? I interviewed Henry Graham. He studied for kinesiology and is now working for a company that designs knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, and he helps surgeons. He was also a soccer player in the Division I college. I asked him a few questions on his beliefs on doping in sports.
Because many people have used doping as a way to succeed, right? And it clearly helps you win.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. Like, it helps. And athletes, especially professional athletes that are so competitive that all they want to do is win, they're addicted to winning. Any small advantage they can get, they will take most times, and that might mean steroids.
Yeah.
And so it's just hard to, like, for example, if you have a baseball player who, he's like a center fielder, and without steroids, he hits like 10 home runs a year. But with steroids, he could hit 25 home runs a year.
Yeah.
Now, the difference in a contract that he could get between 10 home runs a year and 25 home runs a year might be $6 million, right?
Yeah.
So if he takes that chance and takes the steroids and gets the contract because he hit 25 home runs, and I think for first-time offenders in Major League Baseball, if you get caught for one time, you get suspended for 60 games. Well, that might be worth it.
Yeah.
Right? If he hits 25 home runs and they pay him $6 million, he's going to get suspended for 60 games, but he got $6 million.
Yeah.
So it's hard to, they need to do something, probably more drastic, to try and deter athletes from not taking, to not take steroids, because in some cases, the punishment might be.
I really enjoyed interviewing Henry. He gave me a lot of point of views that I really didn't see.
Because many people have used doping.
For my plan, I want to attend a Cal State, probably Cal State Bakersfield, and if not, I will be attending a community college in Bakersfield as well. I will be looking more into kinesiology and seeing what I can do with that. Kinesiology is a science of a study, is a scientific study of a human movement and its impact on health, society, and quality of life. I really want to help these athletes perform their best naturally. For my career, I want to get a master's degree in kinesiology to be able to become a coach for a professional soccer team. The main reason why I would love to achieve this goal is to get closer to the thing I love the most, sports. To be able to reach my goal in coaching, I would have to achieve a license, which is not that hard, but I would have to coach for little teams first. And that's what I'm going to do.
Alright. Thank you, Nico. Nice job. Okay, our last senior thesis presentation will be tomorrow with Aurelio. Thank you all for coming.